Hi, I'm Kevin. I've retired from work in Australia and I'm living here 1 year at a time in Chiang Mai, Thailand, using it as a base to travel in Southeast Asia. This is my journey. This is 52 weeks. I am at the weir, which is a little bit south on the river to where I live. You might be able to see what Chitty Liam behind me over my shoulder. That's on the other side of the river to where I come. And I thought today I might just go for a bit of a wander along the river, north along the river in fact, as it meanders through the city, and just see what we can see. I am heading north along the river, so we're on our way. The river is just on that side. And one of the things you will notice is there's not a lot of general public access points, but there are lots of businesses along the river here where you can get a coffee or a meal or stuff like that and see the river from them. I have decided to stop for a snack and a drink at the Pagoda Cafe, which is part of a resort here on the river. It's actually really quite pleasant. As you're walking along the river, there are places where you can get a glimpse without buying a cup of coffee. So you can get a glimpse through the businesses or through fencing, and sometimes there are spots where you can actually get over to the river. That bridge over there is Mahadol Road. You can probably see my apartment building on the other side of it, just behind the sign, which is where we're heading. Now Google Maps will probably tell you that you can walk through there, and you can, but having done it once in my life and survived, I've decided I'm going to go up here and over. That will be much easier. My plan is to cross the river over to my side of the river, and also to cross the road. I'm crossing the river because I want to get to the walkway behind my place, and I need to cross the road to do that as well. But in order to do that, I'm going to find the underpass, which is just on the other side of the bridge. Much easier than the alternative. We'll have to watch that. Okay, we're over the bridge. As you can see, there's a fair few places on that side of the river which are restaurants and tea houses. There was a really nice tea house just down there. It's looking a little bit empty at the moment, so they may not have come back from the flood. But we'll go there one day and check it out. Today I'm heading over this side of the river, which is my side. So walking along this side of the river, there aren't that many businesses that take advantage of the riverfront. They're all on the other side of the river. But there is a public access place down here. So that's a good thing. Sorry, just saw a cafe I'd never seen before. I'd pop in there for a coffee or a tea or a soda one day. We'll see how it goes. There is, of course, the Consul's Garden and Le Coq d'Or, which front onto the river and have extensive gardens. But mostly the restaurants are on the other side of the road. There, there's Yen just down in front of us, and Love at First Bite a bit further on. And as we get a little further down, we come to a little laneway just here. And this little laneway opens out to the river and runs along the pathway that passes behind my condo and the hotel that's next door to that. The pathway has been completely refurbished after the flood, and I think widened a little bit too, so I guess some good came out of it. It was a real mess after the floods because they dug it all up to make the levee higher, so they've done a fair bit of work. They took their time. They did behind the hotel and my apartment building first, and then just before Loy Krathong they did the rest of the pathway. Okay, onward, getting towards the end of the path near the bridge. Mostly when I'm walking I would head across the bridge there, because I'm normally heading into town or the night market, or most of the places I go are on that side of the river. Kanduba, for example. And sometimes, if I'm going to the Rimpim market or to the at the Rot coffee shop, I would go across those traffic lights to the left, but I'd be coming from the right hand side there. But today I'm going to try something different. So the purpose of this exercise is to get access to the river, and I have been told that there's a pathway that walks down the side of the river here and takes me a back way along. Now there's a digger in front of me, so I might not get very far, but we'll see. I've never actually been down here before, so I don't know how far it goes. Alright, the answer is not very far, because they're in the middle of something very big. But as you can see on the other side there, it's a nice little coffee shop over there. There's a restaurant and then a little house, and then there's a coffee shop further along, and then another one further along, which is where I sometimes have coffee. But they're closed today, so we won't be going there today. Okay, so I'm going to skirt along this little road which runs parallel to the river, and then when we get to the T intersection ahead, I'm going to turn left and see if that gets me past the digging that's going on. Time will tell, I guess. Okay, got me back on the path and past the digging. Looks like they're building the height of the levee a little. Hard to know whether it was work they had planned already, or whether with the recent floods have put it in their mind. Across the river is the coffee shop I like to go to. It's really quite pleasant sitting there having a coffee and watching the river go by, but the path ends here. So at least I know where it comes out now. Another discovery. I will have to get back onto the main road at some stage, but for the time being I'm just going to skirt along these back streets. I have come down here before. I sometimes come for a walk down here when I'm feeling a bit like a change of scenery, or not having to deal with the traffic on the main road for all the way. So it's quite a pleasant little stroll, but unfortunately doesn't keep you next to the river all the way. When you have time on your hands, you can explore, and these are the sorts of things that you can find when you're wandering around. So next to me on my left is what appears to be a drain, but the pathway takes you down to another back street and to a local school which has built a little bridge over the river that not many people know about. It's actually not very obviously marked on Google Maps, but when you wander around you can find these things. So that will take you over the river and through a local community towards Chiang Mai Road, but we're not crossing over the river here just yet today. Now, as you wander around, you find lots of communities have these outdoor exercise stations. They're all over the place, and you find all sorts of things like this little park in here, which I think is run by the electricity company, because their offices are just ahead of us. But yeah, really quite nice little spots in the middle of all the hustle and bustle. Now unfortunately, when I get out of here, the sojourn through the back streets will be over, because all of the ones heading north up the river will be dead ends. I'm back on the Chiang Mai Lampun Road, which is the road my apartment's on. Get little glimpses of the river. and it's starting to come back and touch base with the road again. So there are businesses that take advantage of their river frontage. I've always thought I should go in and try one of these places, but Atarot is just up around the corner, and I generally get tempted by that. But one day, well, Atarot was absolutely full, not a seat left. So I decided to go back and try out that place that I've been meaning to try for a while. So every disappointment brings opportunity if you look hard enough, I guess. It was quite nice. I had a iced choc mint drink and a chocolate brownie cake, which were both pretty good. A little bit more expensive than Atarot, not terribly much. Did have air conditioning though. So all in all, not too bad. Okay, we have just passed the Iron Bridge, and there is a little promenade along here, along the river. People, during the day, they come and sit under the trees in the shade here, maybe have a drink of something, but also at night they come along here and enjoy the cool by the river. So the plan now is just to cross over the river on Tape Road, and then head up past the markets, both markets, the Muang Mai market and the Wararot market, because I'll be able to walk along the river on that side. Whereas on the other side, there's lots of restaurants and stuff that you can get down to the river at. But if you're looking for a walk along the river, this is the better side. It is the beginning of the Warrawat market. Over there, that's the flower market, just before you get to the market proper. And on the riverside edge, there's the river. So this is a good stretch for a walk along the river. Be able to get right down past the Chiang Mai municipality building. Sorry about that. And past the Muang Mai market. Once you get to the Muang Mai market, the buildings start blocking the river out again, but it's not a bad walk until there. You can see over the other side, they're the riverside restaurants over there. Lots of those on that side. But quite a nice walk nonetheless over this side. We are about to get to the Muang Mai market area, so my walk along the river will be slightly diverted. Not far away from the river, but just far enough to have some businesses between me and it. Right, this is new territory for me. Well, not entirely new territory. I have been up in a car to eat at a restaurant, which I'd probably never be able to find again Hello Samak and me, if you happen to be watching this. Yeah, this is where I came with my friends Samak and me to have dinner one night. They were very kind to me. Started out as a customer on their riverboat, and now it always makes me very happy to see them when I bump into them in a shopping centre or something. But this is the first time I have walked up here. Alright, I actually made it all the way up to the Lampun Chiang Mai superhighway, and I filmed the outro for the video up there, but I was going to film something down here for a different purpose and discovered the camera was on slow-mo, so this is a lovely slow motion view of me talking. But anyway, after getting all the way up to the superhighway, I did manage to find a way across the river and came back along the other side. I'm actually on my way home, and just thought I'd film a nice evening bit of the river for you. Yeah, so that was quite a nice day. Fair bit of distance travelled, a couple of new spots visited. And unfortunately some places to go on my list, my ever-extending list. But that's it for me, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching my video. I really appreciate your company on the journey. Now, if you've made it all the way to the end here and are not subscribed, you might like to consider doing so by clicking here. Or if you just want to watch something else I've made, you can click here and it will take you to something I think you might like. If you're really feeling like a binge, you can click down here and that will take you to one of my playlists. Hope to see you on the journey again soon.